This is a disclaimer. This is not a how-to, this is not a DIY. So please don't use this as a how-to or a follow-along project, because that it is not. Also, I probably won't be wearing all my personal protective equipment like I should. However, when you are working with tools, you should definitely be doing so. And if you catch me without PPE, please yell it out in the comment section down below. If you see me doing something unsafe, yell that out in the comment section down below. That being said, disclaimer over, and let's get to it. Hey there. So, I've been busy, which is why I haven't been able to put out a canoe video lately, but that's all about to change. Because now, the shop is cleaned out to where I can actually work in it. I've got about a 21 by about 8 foot wide path here, which allows me to have at least a little bit of working space. And well, I think that's pretty awesome. But before I can actually start working on the boat, I've got to build a few things for the new Sawzall table saw that I got so that I can cut them stringers just right. And today, that's what we're gonna do. By the way, if you guys hear a lot of background noise, I'm sorry, that's not something that I can control because, well, I've got this right across from the shop. So sorry if it's going to be loud, but it's pretty much going to be that way in every video. So today I'm going to be building some work helpers and push stick and push block. I don't know if I'm going to be doing the sticks. I already have 2 of them. One came with the saw and I actually bought one. However, the push block, I do believe I'm definitely going to build along with making some feather boards because these will come in really handy when I'm cutting the stringers for the canoe. Here are the boards that I will be using. I've got a simple 2x4 here. I've got a 1/4 inch board here, which is probably about 11 to 12 inches wide. And I've got a really nice long 1/4 inch by probably about 2 to 3 inch board that is probably about 8 feet long. So I'm going to get on that and I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, so admittedly, what you saw was probably a mess, and well, what happened here was also actually a mess. I'm not sure how much of you guys got to see because the time-lapse camera did die, and I'm not quite sure where it died or when it died. Let me explain to you what I ended up doing. So what I made is one feather board, and this should help when I am feeding longer boards through the table saw. And then to help me push the boards through the table saw, I made myself a little push stick as well. Now this one should be a little bit easier to use than the plastic one, and I think that this will definitely come in handy. However, I definitely had issues with this, and I don't know if you guys were able to see it on the time-lapse or not because the time-lapse camera did die. But the hole saw that I decided to use for this would only go through about half of this before it was to its max depth. So what I ended up doing is I drilled a pilot hole all the way through, and then I went through one side, and then I went through the other side to be able to get a hole. Now it's not perfect in there, but I would have to say that it's actually pretty close, and I'm kind of happy with that. Now the first one of these that I did, I tried to cut the little boot heel piece in it, and it just didn't work because of the table saw, and it just didn't look right. So I decided just to glue a little piece on here from when I cut this nice and flat. And I think that's going to work pretty good. I also went ahead and sanded down the corners here just so that it would be a little bit nicer to handle and to be able to use. I also sanded down the corners on the feather board, as well as wrote "keep" on both sides of these, because this to me kind of looks like a piece of trash, and so does this. So for my own brain and anybody else's brain, hopefully they'll see that, or I will see that before I accidentally toss it into the scrap pile. Now there is one more tool that I do need to make out of wood before I can actually start building the boat, and hopefully I'll be doing that in the next episode. It's kind of hard to explain what it's for, but you guys will all see that in future episodes as well. So that is all that I'm going to work on today. So if you like this little project, make sure to give me a big thumbs up down below, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so that you're notified whenever I put out a video. And of course, if you think that I did something wrong, make sure to leave me a comment down below calling me out on it. And until next time, you have a good one.